What we're being asked to do right now is to turn this moment into an opportunity to vision what we actually want to see, not just what we think we can get. Yeah. And then when we think about the bigger we, we're like, oh, actually, no, we have all the power that we need. Yeah. Actually, we have all of the tools that we need. Yeah. Actually, we have all the wisdom that we need.
We are so far past just belonging, right? And I'm just like, I'm thankful for that. And I want us to keep like jumping light years past beyond just belonging.
I actually think in this moment where so much is being dismantled, we have a huge opportunity to build back institutions, whether it's healthcare, whether it's educational systems. Those systems and those processes and policies, they were never meant to serve us, right? They never provided us what we deserve. And as we are creating different systems in order for us to still survive and thrive, as we always do, I think there's a huge opportunity to do it in ways that we know our communities deserve and empower us.
Transgender Law Center has always been in my life and held a special place in my heart because I used to volunteer there. They would help us get through the ups and downs sometimes, whether it was getting on SSI or someone getting the medical care they needed or someone getting their HIV medicines. Transgender Law Center has always been there.
10 plus years ago, TLC called for an end to trans detention and abolishing ICE. And at the time, it was sort of seen as a controversial sort of statement. But, fast forward to this moment we're in right now as a country, calling for things like abolishing ICE has become a pretty common theme.
They come for trans folks, people with disabilities, immigrant communities, people of color. They've been coming for us, and nobody's getting thrown under the bus. Like we're going back to our war ponies, I'd say.
If we understand that trans people, trans communities, trans folks are being used within to divide our communities, and we have to understand that investing in our brilliance and in our leadership and in our capacity and in our visions, that would bring across change and liberation for all, right?
And by not understanding that our movements are the same, they are able to control and manipulate and divide us.
I knew that if I ever wanted to go to a big organization doing impact litigation, TLC was the only place I wanted to go, because I knew that TLC's work came from community. The litigation came from what community was telling TLC needed to happen.
Something that's really amazing about TLC is that it's the first trans-led organization that is housing a disability-specific program. I think something we have to really make sure of is that we're not prematurely complicit in leaving each other behind, because we all deserve to be able to live in our authenticity and our dignity.
If we want to build communities where more people belong, where more people are cared for, then we have to work together across multiple issues. And creating the sense of belonging is about creating a sense of belonging for all of us that can extend to or come from any number of these homes of people's identities and experiences.
I encourage people to use their platform to bring awareness about where they came from, about their lineage, use their platform to heal, to help, their brothers and sisters along the way, to elevate, to change the narrative.
We are building beyond kind of this trans silo that we've been in for so long. We continue to center the trans experience, the non-binary experience, the intersex experience, but we get other folks to understand in a deeper way that all of our liberation is bound together.
That's the difference between prejudice and curiosity.
Yeah.
If we actually live our life with curiosity, like you said, we are both students and teachers. We are living to enrich ourselves. And if we are living with all these prejudices and and hate, we are keeping ourselves in a box.
I envision even in our culture, when we plant things, we see it grow. and especially if it's corn that can sustain our community. Just imagine what that movement building can do when all of us collectively can plant that crop and make it flourish. And people, not just us, but everybody can benefit from that. Not just our trans community, but the whole world can benefit from that.